You know, I just realized on that video intro, which I love, it starts with Jason Jackson and ends with Jason Jackson.
Yeah.
How
Yes,
about
sir.
that?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
know
sir.
that puts a
Fitting.
smile on your face.
Yeah, a little fitting. Yes, sir.
As we are joined on the Coaches Show by Brownwood Lions, going into his 4th season, assistant coach, offensive coordinator now, Dexter Nard. So how are things going, Coach?
Going good. Going good. Summer's moving along quickly, and before you know it, we'll be gearing up and putting the pads on. So we're getting excited.
You know, I know you did the show a week ago Monday, and we talked about some of those offensive stars, and he's the one you mentioned up front and
Yes,
center,
sir.
Jason
Yes, sir.
Jackson. It's kind of starts right there. You moved him to the slot this coming year, from what I hear.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we moved him to the slot just maybe to get him a little bit more involved. You know, it's kind of a little bit easier to go press man or move your best corner out there on the outside, and so I think our matchups with him will favor moving him to the slot and being able to move him around on both sides of the field when we get into trips formations and things like that. And so just having him and the ability to put him in motion, handling the ball, moving to the backfield. When you know you got your guy and you know he's the kind of the best athlete you have coming back, you want to use him in a variety of ways, and I think that's what we'll be able to do with him at the slot this year.
Well, he is a playmaker.
Yes,
they
sir.
always say get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Yes, sir. That's the plan. That's the plan.
No doubt about that. All right, well, I know we have state 7-on-7 beginning tomorrow. We'll talk about that here in just a few moments. You'll be there for that. We're just looking at the schedule for the rest of the summer, and man, there's not a lot of time off for you guys, you coaches, is there?
There's not. We get kind of get the first week off right when school's out, and then we get a week for coaching school, which we're going to San Antonio this year, and that's kind of the week before, really 2 weeks before we start up, and then we get July 4th week off. So you kind of get a little 3-week summer. You got to plan your vacations, and you get a little more flexibility. Obviously, you know, we only work from probably 8 to 12 on Monday through Thursday during the summer, and then you get a little more flexibility with time off and stuff. It's kind of understood, and so. You know, it's a good time to relax a little bit, but you're never too far away. You know, your mind's always on the game, and you still get to see the kids, which is a good thing, and the kids still get to see you. So,
how about your kids this summer? What have they been up to?
Oh, they've been doing a lot. My oldest is 5, and so he got to go to football camp that first week after school, and he enjoyed that. He's at tennis camp right now.
Oh, wow.
He's enjoying the tennis camp. He can probably already beat me at tennis at 5 years old, I'm sure. If he's gone to a camp and he's picked up a racket, he's way ahead of his dad. And so he's enjoying that right now, and just, you know, doing what little kids do. They're putting up the inflatable pool in the backyard and leave them out there for a few hours, let the sun wear them out, and get them in there and put them to sleep, really. So
there you go.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned tennis camp going on this week. I guess track camp as well. I
Yes,
guess
sir.
they've been going well.
Yep, tennis camp's been going good with Coach Blazik, and track camp's been going really good. And so, you know, it's just such a blessing for these kids in Brownwood, growing up in Brownwood, to have the ability to do all these different sports and get to know and get some good instruction from high school and really qualified people. You know, before I came to Brownwood, you would hear football camps. Obviously, most staffs put on a football camp, but you don't hear a lot of, you know, tennis and track and all these sports. Our coaches do a really good job of putting these camps on and getting into the community and getting to know the kids, and it's a blessing for everybody, for sure.
Are there any camps next week, or are they done after this week?
I think on the schedule we still have soccer camp on the 27th. I guess that'd be the boys soccer camp still coming up, and so again that says 27th through the 29th of June. So another good opportunity for kids to come out. I know, especially at the younger ages, we've got a lot of soccer kids in Brownwood, and so it's a good opportunity for them to get in and get to know Coach.
Boy, soccer's really up and coming. Our programs, the boys program, Coach Westerman did a great job last year. Everybody loves Coach Musqueda and at her camp, and we have the junior high soccer going on now. They were very successful, and boy, this soccer program is really, really up and coming.
Yeah, another thing you got me talking about that I'm probably not qualified to talk about is soccer, but I know that Coach Westerman does a good job. He's at our, you know, him and he's at our morning workouts every day, and you know, when we say we are one in Brownwood, we mean it. When we have morning workouts during the this school year. We got soccer in there, we got basketball in there, we got baseball in there. And again, something that's special to Brownwood where, we feel a part of the entire program. And so when soccer wins, we feel like, I just coached that kid in the squat rack 2 days ago. And so I feel, I got a little piece of the pie in soccer. I don't even know how many people are on the field, but I know that they're in there working out every day and they're doing a good job. And that shows up in every sport, whether it's football, basketball, baseball. If you get in the weight room, you're going to be a better team. And I think that's helped us all out.
And you can see that on our 7-on-7 guys.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they have been working out. They've been hitting the weights.
Yes, sir.
And, when you go out to these tournaments, you can tell which teams are heavy on weights and which teams are not. Brownwood obviously is. I was impressed with China Spring when they played here the other day. Obviously, they have a great weight program too.
Yes, sir.
So you can definitely tell, and it is paying off.
Yes, sir.
All right, 7-on-7 state tournament, 22nd year Brownwood's made the state tournament, playing tomorrow. 3 afternoon games.
Yes, sir.
In the it'll be nice and cool down at College Station, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll see. That'd be great. My wife's I'm bringing the wife and 3 kids,
good.
so they're looking forward to it. We're gonna have a lot of water on hand and ready to go. Our first game is, like you said, in the afternoon. We start at 1:45, I believe. That first game. We're gonna kick off with Anna, and we got Anna, Silsby, and Smithville in our pool. I don't know a whole lot about any of them. What I've read or heard on Twitter, I guess, on Anna is that they're probably the best, the next best team, or us and them are the best team in that pool.
Right.
And they got a quarterback that came in from Allen that has a scholarship to Law Tech. I don't know the young man's name, but they're going to be talented, so I hear, and so that we'll get to kick off with them and hopefully get off to a good start and go compete.
Yeah, I think Anna's going to be a top 10 preseason favorite. They got 2 big receivers, speedy guys that are coming back, and as you said, a new quarterback. So that'll be a good challenge
Yes, sir.
for our defense tomorrow, 7-on-7, and that's the first game at 1:45, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right, and as you said, Smithville, I think, is second at 3:15. Is that right, Derek? And then we finished with Silsby at 4:45. That's a pretty good pool.
Yes, sir.
Right there.
Yes, sir. Like I said, again, this is what I'm reading on stuff that other people have wrote, but I think it was Matt Stepp said, the Pool B, Division II, the Pool of Death or something like that. And so, I don't know, not teams that we get to see a lot and play a lot, these 3 teams, but it sounds like it's going to be really competitive, and that's what we're looking for, is just to go out and compete and get a little bit better.
So the top 2 teams will move on, I guess, to the next round, or how does that work?
I think everyone gets to go into the championship bracket, so
Okay.
it's just going to all pool play determines is seeding for the tournament bracket on Friday, which will start at 8:45, and so once we start at 8:45 on Friday, it'll be single elimination, and so you get, obviously you want to win your pool, so you're going against someone in a different pool that didn't win any games. So again, single elimination, it's every snap counts. 7-on-7, it's a quick game. 30 minutes of real running time. It happens really fast, and so you got to be at your best as soon as you start.
All right, now I know the past 2 years, Dave Campbell has streamed I watched it here last year in the afternoon. Derek, of course, will be there, but I thought that was pretty cool, and I guess they will do that again this year.
Yes, sir. That's what I've heard, that they're gonna stream games, and obviously it won't be. I don't think they're gonna stream every game. Thursday it'll just be the Division II and Division III, and so I would imagine most of those games will get streamed, but they'll probably pick and choose a little bit, and then the championship bracket on Friday, I think most of those would be streamed, and so you have a good chance of seeing the Brownwood Lions if you're not going to go and face the heat.
Now, Derek wants to know, are we on a turf or grass field tomorrow? Do you know?
I do not know. That's a good question. I know the turf, we would probably prefer to be on grass for sure, with how hot the turf gets when those temperatures get up, and so, but I do not know. This will be my first time to go to the state 7-on-7 tournament, and so I couldn't tell you which ones are grass and which ones are turf or anything like that, but we'll just have to find out and see.
All right, now I know you briefly touched on this a while ago. As offensive coordinator now for the Brownwood Lions, this will be your first year as OC. You've got all of these weapons on offense you talked about last week. Ike at quarterback. So what are you going to be watching for this weekend?
Again, improvement, for me, 7-on-7, it's really about the quarterback and his improvement. And we've already seen with Ike, just from when we started really with him in February and March, some steady improvement in mechanics. And now we've got Coach Caleb Hill in from Corsicana, originally from Brenham. And he's only been here a week, and I've already seen a little bit more improvement in Ike. And really, that's what we're looking for. Obviously, we want our receivers running hard routes. It's going to be hot. I want to see kind of a little toughness from them and how fast they're getting off the ball and being consistent, and that really helps with the quarterback's timing. A lot of times, the quarterback seems like he's late in 7-on-7, but maybe your receiver jogged his route. Something like that happened. So really consistent effort on the outside from receiver, running routes, hard. We've already talked about how much depth we have out there at receiver. So, if you're a guy if you're tired and you're not going to run your route hard, it's okay to bring the next guy in, and so we can get some consistency out there. On top of that, like we already said, just being on time with the ball, his mechanics being good. It's really easy in 7-on-7 to take a snap from 1 yard and to move up, and it's not really realistic to what we're going to do on Fridays. And so just for him to get his drops, see his reads, and be on time with the ball. And then most of all, just for everyone to go compete. We're going to have some good competition. I want to see us step up and make plays, not only on offense but defensively as well, and just kind of set the tone for what we're going to do in the fall. It's a different game. 7-on-7 is not the same as football, but competing is competing, and no matter what you do, whether you're competing to see who can get to the locker room the fastest and you're just running and taking off your cleats, or if you're competing to see who can get to the water jug the fastest, competing is competing. That's what I want to see. I want to see them go out there and have a good attitude and compete.
All right, for those who may be watching the stream tomorrow, not able to go to College Station, I know many will, like me, can you kind of explain 7-on-7 rules, how long the games are, and all of that stuff, if you don't mind?
No problem. So, 7-on-7, obviously the offense is going to have 7 people, one of those being the center. So you're really playing with 5 wide receivers and the quarterback, and then you got 7 guys on defense. And so you get 15 yards to make a first down. And so these are pre-marked. You start at the 45 going in, pre-marked distances. And so you get 3 plays to make 15 yards. You get another 3 plays to make 15 yards from the spot. And so say we start on the 45 and we throw a 20-yard pass. Now we got really 3 plays to make 10 yards on that second little section.
Oh, okay.
And so there's no spot. So in football, you're going to spot the ball, you're going to have 10 yards from that spot. And 7-on-7, these distances are pre-marked. And so you have 3 plays, and then once you get in the last 15, the red zone, you get 4 plays to score a touchdown. Still get 6 points for a touchdown. If you want to go for 1, you get it from the 3 going in. If you want to go for 2 points, you get it from the 10 going in. These are 15-minute halves, and so the clock is rolling, so the clock never stops on an incomplete pass or throwing it out of bounds. It's just 15 minutes in real time. Obviously, in the second half, whoever got the ball in the first half, the other team gets the ball in the second half. Same thing goes down, and so you really don't end up with near as many possessions as you would in a football game, and so that kind of evens the playing field out. It's kind of like playing 1 quarter of football. It'd probably take you 30 minutes to play a quarter of football in real time, and so you really have to be sharp quickly and sharp for that whole time, or it's easy to kind of lose to a team that probably you shouldn't lose to if you're not as sharp as you should be. So I think that's the big thing in 7-on-7 is getting a quick start and being sharp. And a lot of it kind of feels like a basketball game. 1, for how fast it's moving, and 2, for, you get guys in the NBA, they get paid to do nothing but shoot. They're still going to miss, right? And so it's all about kind of creating a rhythm and getting hot. And if you can get hot, you're usually going to win in a 7-on-7 game. A lot of that comes from the quarterback, but it comes from your receivers as well, and even on defense. Defensively, if you get an interception, you get to return it back to that original 45 for a touchdown. There's no blocking. It's sad for an offensive line coach. You can't block on an interception or anything like that. that's about it.
And it's touch tackle.
Yeah.
It's
one hand touch, hand touch, which they're going to be wearing padded helmets, not the plastic or that you would see in a Friday night game, and the pass interference and all that stuff still applies. Personal fouls, everything in the passing game wise still applies. You can't touch in 11-on-11 Friday night football. You got 5 yards where the corners can press and do that and put their hands on them. You can't do that in 7-on-7. You're not supposed to be able to do that, and so corners can't jam anybody. You can't do that in the first 5 yards, and so that's a little bit of a different rule. The overtime, if you're tied and you go to overtime, I think you get it from the 15 going in, and then you got to score and then go for 1. And then after 2, if you're still tied, you have to go for 2, similar to the college overtime rules, I believe. I might be mistaken. I know it's similar to that if I didn't get it exactly right, but something very, very similar to that. And so you got to have a lot of 2-point plays drawn up and ready to go. Similar to what we do in 11-on-11, having 2-point plays ready to go for overtime. So
all right,
that's about it.
And quarterback has 4 seconds to throw.
Correct.
It's considered a sack.
Miss that. That's a big point. Yeah, you got 4 seconds. There'll be one of the officials have a stopwatch and have 4 seconds to get the ball out, or it's considered a dead ball, so it'll be marked back from the spot.
All right, there you go. Rules for 7-on-7 for you watching tomorrow, 1:45, our first game. Anna, you can catch it and the Dave Campbell's. There's a website, Dave Campbell's 7-on-7 football. It has the big red, white, and blue Texas signal, and right there you can watch the streaming, hopefully at Brownwood tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, that's great stuff. Have you heard from Sammy?
So I haven't heard from Coach Burnett yet. I again tried to give him all his vacation time there. If I had a question or something, try to hold back and ask David or something like that. But we're really excited for Sammy to be back. He'll be fired up and ready to go. He'll be there tomorrow, and then really excited for him to be back next week when we start back with strength and conditioning.
Well, I'm glad he got to get away, but he did text me yesterday. He said, "I'm ready to get back."
Yeah, I bet. We kind of joke around the coach's office like he's gonna be fired up, ready to go. Your chili better be running hot on Monday morning because he's gonna be ready to go, and so. We're excited, and I know the kids are excited, and it's just Sammy it's a different feel. Not only just because he's the head coach, when the head coach is there, the kids kind of stand up a little bit straighter and stuff like that. But he brings a lot of energy, and he did that year round, and it's just he can kind of poke and prod everybody a little bit better than we can, and so he brings a good positive energy to the whole team, and we're looking forward to having him back.
All right. Well, I appreciate you filling in these 2 times you've been here. Great stuff.
Yes,
and is there anything else, Lions or Lady Lions athletic-wise, we haven't talked about?
Not that I can think of. I think we covered it all, Carl. But again, we're chomping at the bit to get ready to go and to get all our seasons, volleyball, football, everything underway. So.
Just 6.5 weeks away from all of that.
Yes,
It'll be here before we know it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're counting down the days, hours, and minutes.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because we always talk football, but volleyball even will start maybe sometimes before, and in cross country, they all start at the same time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think they get an extra week. Volleyball and cross country, you start maybe a week before football. We start the 1st, so I guess they would start the 25th or so. Usually that's how it goes. Again, I haven't looked at their start dates yet, but I know their Coach Smith is chomping out the bit to get those girls in the gym. The girls go before us in strength and conditioning. They've had really good numbers. Really impressed with what they've done this summer and how hard they're working. So I kind of get to catch maybe the last 45 minutes of their workouts. They have really good numbers, working hard, and they're getting some good sports-specific training as well in the gyms and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's another one passionate about her job, and the girls really love her, and she does a great job, Allison Smith. All right, Coach, again, thank you. Safe travels to College Station, and I'm sure we'll visit again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, Carl.
That again, Brownwood Lions assistant coach and offensive coordinator. What? Yeah, Dexter Nard, brought to you today by, you want to read those off, Coach?
Yes, sir. Thank you to our sponsors, Auto Glass Magic, Brunner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Ball & Co., Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howie Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter Johnson and Associates, Smith and Sharp Agencies, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Tees.
All right. By the way, Derek Stuckley, who's going to be at 7 on 7 tomorrow and Friday and off on vacation, so he'll be gone for a while. How did you think he did today on our producing and engineering our show?
He did great. He did great. He kept us in line, and we were firing on all cylinders. He did a good job.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, we'll visit with you soon.
Yes, sir.
Brownwood Lions assistant football coach, offensive coordinator Dex Denard on the Coaches Show every Monday and Wednesday at this time here on KOXC 101.3, video streamed on the KOXC KBWD Facebook and on KOXC.com.